that, Misfire. That is no way to start out a show. Welcome into the Rant with me, Pugs Moran. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. Oh, am I not live? There's a problem. Hold on. Oh, boy. This isn't a me problem. This isn't a problem that I think Ed can fix. Restream did something really weird to me at the very beginning of the show. It said that I hadn't scheduled a show when I certainly did schedule a show. All right, let me see. Is the chat room working? Give me some chat room people. Is this the show? Am I in the wrong room? I am getting so sick and tired of Restream and their upgrades and, we've changed things. Just leave it alone. Just leave, the thing that I've been using, that I've been doing every day for 3 years. We do this rant every day for 3 years. Just that whole setup. Just leave that for me. Can't you just leave that? How about if you invent some new cool stuff? You send me an email and you say, hey, you want to try the new cool stuff? Don't just force the new cool stuff on me, Restream. That's not cool. That's not what I'm paying for. And by new stuff, I mean they just changed their layout. See, I'm a muscle memory guy. I don't understand any of this voodoo. This is all magic to me. And by that, I mean internet distribution and all that. I don't know. I don't care. I'm past the age of caring. Teach me how to do what I need to do, and then I'll just, muscle memory it. So that's why when Restream decides to move the start button from the upper right to the bottom left, I struggle to find it. And yet they're doing it to keep me from, I don't know what. But what are they doing it for? We're constantly improving the experience. We thought moving the start button might go a long way to improving the experience for you. Well, it hasn't. All right, there we go. Now we got some people in the chat room. Let's say hi to my folks. We got Pete here. We got Chris, we got Jeff, we got Barney's hanging out. Hold on, let me see who else do we have. Why such a slow chat room? Why is the chat room slow today? I don't like this. Peter says it usually doesn't take this long to get the TV stream going. He says it's still not on my TV, but it is on my phone. Peter says Restream blows. Restream really doesn't blow. See, that's the thing. Restream is better than all the other services. It's this. We're not 100% of the way there with working out all the bugs on how to streamline everybody being able to create citizen media. We're not there yet. We had the ability to, and so they rushed it to market so that they could start selling things to people. You know where we are as far as figuring all this out? You know my theory about airplanes, about how I think that if you flew on an airplane, a commercial airplane, between, say, the end of World War II, and don't even get me started about flying. Who was flying commercial during World War? Are you nuts? Daredevils, maybe. Not me. Not anybody in my family. Anyway, so if you were flying commercial between, say, let's say 1945 in the year 2000, I think that anything could go wrong. I believe that those are the years, those 55 years, 1945 to 2000, were where the commercial airline industry were making money and selling tickets, but they weren't 100% sure how to do it yet. It took them 55 years to realize that, well, if we don't buy the premium bolts, the engines might fall off at 30,000 feet. You live, you learn. United Airlines, shit like that. They were working the bugs out. And then by 2000, I think they got it figured out. They're like, we can do this in our sleep now. We know why everything that could happen happens. And then the Malaysian plane disappears. Remember that? Remember the Malaysian plane just disappeared? And then we're like, but I thought you guys had it all figured out. Anyway, that's still where we are in the world of digital distribution and podcasting, and regular idiots like myself trying to use Restream and trying to make it look as professional as possible. We're at about 1958. That's where I would say we are. We're at 1958. If we're using the scale of commercial air travel. How are you folks today? It's enough about my problems. Frankie's in the chat. Hi, Frank. Mama B is in the chat room. Hi, Mama B. We had a football game yesterday. My son plays. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started about the football game that my 15-year-old son played in yesterday. Okay, first of all, it looks like I'm started. So my son's team, we don't know what they are. They were undefeated last year. They started out the season 1-1 this year. They lost yesterday. Okay, they're 4-2. 4-2. believe. Guys, they didn't just lose yesterday to Prosper. They played Prosper all the way up in Prosper. They didn't just lose yesterday to Prosper. You guys, it was at the end of the first quarter. I'm sitting here watching my kids' team get absolutely mollywopped by a bunch of giants. At the end of the first quarter, I think it was 36-0. 36-0. I've never seen. Here's why I say don't get me started. So my kid plays in this doesn't affect their district. They're still in first place in their district. And at his age group, the best you can hope for is district, because there's no such thing as sophomore football going downstate. Okay, that's not a thing. Junior varsity, sophomore level going downstate. So what my kid's school does is they have a junior varsity, but they break it into two. And it's according to skill, but primarily it's according to age. So like the juniors are essentially, the top kids that are 16 years old. And my kid's 15. So my kid's still on the sophomore team. So they got two. They got two of these teams. Again, one is bigger kids who are mostly older, and then the other one are like 15-year-olds. Prosper doesn't have that. Prosper just has one junior varsity. I swear to God, the team we played yesterday, everybody had to have been. First of all, Prosper is an incredible Texas high school football program. Not to take anything away from the Plano schools. Plano schools, fine. They got their championships and all that over the years. But Prosper is really good. Like Prosper is currently, I think, number 8 in the state. I think that's Dallas Morning News. I don't know. But 8, that's still good. And they're gigantic. And they're rich kids. They're like gigantic rich kids. It's a massive school. They've got a huge wealth of talent to choose from. And my kid goes out there. It was crazy how much bigger. Just 1 year between like junior and sophomore. 1 year. And anyway, they kicked our ass. They absolutely kicked our ass. And I just don't understand. I mean, I do understand, because ultimately it's junior varsity football in Texas and nobody gives a fuck about that. But as a parent sitting there watching the game, I'm like, come on, doesn't anybody realize how this is unfair? How one team is by choice restricting themselves to a certain age group, a certain grade, and the other school is just going, nah, we're just going to take the best motherfuckers in the whole school that aren't good enough to be on our number 8 ranked varsity. That doesn't seem fair. Let us use some of our junior varsity. So anyway, it was a bad night. It was a long drive. It was a long, sad drive. And by the way, I gotta be honest. I comport myself very well in these moments, but you can only imagine how seething I was inside. The injustice is what I didn't say anything, of course. And the game's over, and my kid's coming towards me, and it was bad. It was like the worst. Last week they beat a team 46-0. They're arch rival, and we thought they were walking on clouds. So like, look at us today. Yesterday they lost 50-0, and they're walking towards the bus, and I'm standing there, right? I'm waiting by the chain link fence, and I see my kid coming, and he's looking at me, and he looks me dead in the eye, and he goes, "We play like we practice, Dad." And I go, "Ugh. All right." I go, "You okay?" And he's like, "No." He goes, "But we got a game next week." And I'm like, "Man, you are such a meatball. I just love it." And I'm like, "Good. Don't be okay. Don't be okay with that. You got humiliated. Remember how good you felt 2 weeks ago when you absolutely destroyed Plano West? Remember how good that felt? All right. Well, now look at you. Now you're on the other side of that ball. So now you understand. You've been the haves and you've had have-nots. Anyway, that was the game yesterday. Good Lord. So is this the problem with the show? So are there 2 scheduled? I see this because Restream changed up how you schedule shows. So it says you have no show on 927 YouTube. It's just a waiting room. Here's what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to do this. You guys cool. You guys have all been here. I'm going to wipe this shit out. We're going to start again at 12:30. I'm going to schedule a whole new show. I'm going to wipe out all of this shit. I'm sorry. It's pissing me off because Barney says, I get that winning is fun, but if your 10th grade team is undefeated, you have a bad schedule. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that Barney, I agree with you in principle on that. But I don't know. I think that there are programs here in the state of Texas that are so much further advanced than the rank and file other programs. I mean, people think Texas high school football, they're the best. 85% of Texas high school football is exactly the same as it is anywhere else. It's about the 15% elite. The 15% elite high schools here in Texas that send they're just a pipeline to the SEC and then first round draft picks. It's pretty incredible. My kid goes to one of the big schools, not one of the elites certainly, but in one of the big programs that have been around for a while. So they should be good, and they should be able to kick the shit out of lesser teams. Sorry, don't mean to call you out, Royce City. Don't mean to talk shit, Berkner. 8:27. How did it get scheduled for 8:27? All right, I have two shows on. All right, we're going to end this show. We're going to come back. We're going to start a new show at 1:30 or 12:30. I am sorry. Just give me 10 minutes. Let me reboot everything, scrub my restream from today, and we will start again with a 12:30 show, okay? I apologize, but this sucks. And besides, now we can start the show with boom, boom, boom. We'll get right into it. We've done the small talk. You are the people who got the small talk. That's pretty cool for you, I guess.